The question is, our citizens have defined a prosperous community as one with high opportunity and low poverty rates. What is the mayor's role in fostering prosperity?
Well, by bringing in jobs in the community, we need to bring in jobs. I think it's very important that we do so. Like I said, I have a job plan. I have a job plan working with the BDC and GBIC and bringing in jobs to Brownsville. And the project that I have talked about over and over does not get into the general fund. In tourism, we go into using the hotel tax money and creating jobs, bringing in retail. We go through the GBIC and BDC. I think we need to bring in more jobs to this community. I think it'll help our revenues here. And like I said, I would like to dedicate this money to infrastructure. But I also have other plans in doing a no veterans crisis center, a veterans crisis center, and a no-kill animal shelter, as well as a library branch over in the northeast part of town. Brownsville has grown tremendously, and we need to service our citizens here. And it's the northeast part of town by the port and Rivera High School really has no library. Okay, thank you.
The permitting department, we need to get a good look at the permitting department. We need to follow the likes of McAllen and San Antonio, Texas. Many businesses are flying right over Brownsville into McAllen, Pharr, Edinburgh, and San Antonio. We're losing large investors that could invest here in our community. We also need to go to a convention up the country where 50,000 people show up to the convention. It's a retailers convention. Everybody that develops malls and outlets, Edinburgh, Pharr, McAllen, Harlingen, San Benito set up at those conventions. There's no booth from Brownsville over there. As you can see, they got the outlet mall out there in Pharr, and in Edinburgh, the Papados, all the stores and all the restaurants are going over there. We need more of that here.
Okay.
First of all, I think it is very important for us as citizens of Brownsville to be well informed of our current situation. Unfortunately for us, we get many promises and we're told that everything's peachy keen here in the city of Brownsville, when in fact the analysis of the indicator data reveals that Brownsville is actually in a state of economic decline and eroding competitiveness. We need to educate individuals in regards to being a part of the process and giving back to the community. We need to educate parents in regards to having students finish and their education. Our dropout rate is superbly high. Our graduating rate at the college level is also at a 19 or 17%. It is important to educate the community in regards to the processes of government, the way it works. Unfortunately for us, individuals leave high school without actually having a clear picture as to what is going on in city government.
I think the mayor's role in fostering prosperity is going to be the key connection between our community and our city government. I think that the mayor is the person that needs to get out there in the community and ask, what are your needs, what are your wants, what are your worries, and bring those ideas back into city government and find out how it can be worked out to help the community. I think the community is one that is very rich, very smart, very intelligent. We might all be educated in higher education, but we are very intelligent. And I think we need to look within ourselves to see what problems are in our community and bring them forth and find those solutions within us.
Unfortunately, we are a tax-poor community. We're in a disadvantaged community. But we have a lot of assets. Geographically, we're strategically located to benefit and create the opportunities for the citizens of Brownsville. But we need the leadership to guide and set the pace to get those opportunities to Brownsville. Working together with the BDC, the Chamber, and everyone who wants to make Brownsville the agenda. I have done that in the past. We created the GBIC board, which has allowed economic development in our city. We have to provide the incentives for people to come, remove the roadblocks when it comes to permitting, make sure that the investor is welcome feels that he is part of the community, and all the resources are at his disposal or her disposal to make whatever they plan to bring to Brownsville happen.
Let me just tell you, it's real simple. It's education. We have fought for education from day one. We believe in what education does, and all of you who are here realize and understand that the only way out of poverty is through education. Stargate is a wonderful and great example of that particular project. It brings together the students, it brings together SpaceX, it brings together the opportunity to not only prepare for SpaceX, but it also gives the students the hope to know that what they're looking at is not only a job, but it's a moment in history. It's a way to change themselves, it's a way to change their lives, it's a way to change their communities. They engage, they embrace, and they enjoy life. And that's what it's all about. So when you talk about prosperity, you talk about the joy of living, the joy of being here, the joy of having all the folks around you enjoy a great life.
Okay, well, I want to thank y'all for being here. I just want to say the reason I'm running is because I have a vision for Brownsville. That's the only reason I'm running. I have nothing against these gentlemen and fine lady we have here. I have a vision. It's on my Facebook page. You can see how I plan to accomplish this vision. I was fortunate to be city commissioner before, and I worked, and I was very honored to serve with Nacho Garza and Tony Zavaleta, Butch Barbosa, and Pete Benavides. You know, I currently now am being supported by 2 mayors from Cameron County are supporting me and endorsing me because they know that they can work with me. And we need to work with South Padre Island, Los Fresnos, Port Isabel, San Benito, and Harlingen because we're so close together. Many people don't even know or believe that Brownsville's the largest city in the valley because, you know, well, we are, but McAllen looks bigger because they're attached to all these other cities. Well, we need to work with our neighbors, and that's why many, or at least a couple of the mayors here are supporting me. Thank you very much.
Yes, I'm just like all of y'all. I'm just as frustrated with the misuse of the taxpayer money, the backroom deals, the fancy rhetoric, trying to convince everybody. I have a hard time believing the mayor. He says he believes in Brownsville. Ladies and gentlemen, he actually believes in Austin because his whole campaign functions out of Austin. He hired an Austin firm, Mr. Ronnie Oliveda, Message Audience Presentations Incorporated. His signs and all his pamphlets, he didn't even give the job to the Brownsville community. They print that out of the community. Another mayor candidate prints his stuff in Matamoros. I made sure that the Robert Sanchez campaign gave Brownsville its jobs. We know what we get with Tony. Millions of overpriced buildings, 36% higher utility rates. We know what we get with Patamuela. No televised public comments. Mishandling of city checks, several DUIs, disruptive meetings, gambling issues.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Castro, you're up. Final remarks, please.
Thank you. Thank each and every one of y'all for being here today. I think all of us have great hope and great expectations for the city of Brownsville, and that's one of the reasons why you are here and why you are vetting the candidates to see which one can actually deliver on the promises. We, for the past 5 years, have not only talked the talk, we have walked the walk. We have been to city commission meetings, we have asked the questions, we have stood at the public hearings and expressed our voice and our opinion. And that is what we want to bring. We want to bring participatory governance. We want to bring you into the process. No more backroom deals, no more compadrismo. We want you to be a part of change that Brownsville not only deserves, but is going to get. And for this, I hope that you would visit our social media site at Erasmo Castro for Mayor of the City of Brownsville, or our webpage at erasmocastro.us, and we will be here afterwards to answer any questions. Thank you so much for coming, and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you so much.
I do want to thank you for all for coming, especially this early in the morning, and all of you watching online. I appreciate your opportunity to run as mayor for you. There are a lot of people that don't know that I'm running, and that's probably because I haven't put any funding into signs. I have not taken any money from the community. I don't think that that's something that's needed to be able to represent your community. I am Brenda Hoyas, and you can see my information at brendahoyas.com. And if you have any questions, I would more than likely want to come to your house. If you have some family members that want to get a group together, that is how we start the conversation, is getting together and talking and bringing the community back to the government. Thank you.
Thank you again for everybody that put this forum together, and thank you to all the candidates that are running to give the citizens a choice, with the exception of Robert, of course. But it is a choice you will have. And if you like the direction we're going, then you should vote that way. If you feel that we deserve more, then I ask you for your vote. As mayor, I was always engaged, accessible, transparent, held others accountable. My track record is solid with initiatives taking the city through 2 recessions that got things done. We cut the property tax rate from 75 cents to 65 cents. We created incentives that brought business. We brought Continental Airlines, we formed JBIC. We did many things. We cleaned up your city. The bag ordinance was the last thing that I introduced there that built a better city. There are candidates, specifically like Robert, that they have nothing to offer, they just attack. Well, you know, it's okay. We're used to it. That's what we're here for, to take the abuse they can dish out. But I ask you, look beyond that. How does that affect our ability to govern? I will govern wisely for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Natasha, and thank you everyone for being here. I'm sure you're having a good time. All I can say is, you know, we've been having the pleasure of being your mayor. We're going in the right direction. We have a great future ahead of us. You all should be very proud of yourselves. You've worked hard. You deserve the best, and we've given you our best. I'd like to continue to do that. We're not here about putting on a show. We're here about business. This is the city. The future of our kids is at stake. It's not a game. Unfortunately, we should not take our service seriously, but we should take our job seriously. And I take the job of mayor very, very seriously because I love these kids and they deserve the very best that we have to offer. And that's our responsibility. And that's why I want to be your mayor. Thank you.